Hi, how you doing? It's Jeff Sinker from SkyGuitarLessonsOnline.com. I get the feeling this song probably doesn't need no introduction. Start Me Up, the Rolling Stones, released back in 1981 from the Tattoo You album. Really is just one of them standout songs. Just as soon as you hear them opening two chords that Keith Richards played on this song, you know what's coming. In fact, it was actually used, if you remember back, Windows paid $3 million, Microsoft Windows paid $3 million for the rights to use that song, that piece there, for the launch of Windows 95, if anybody remembers them days. So what we're going to do, we're just going to break it down and I will show you how to play Start Me Up. So don't go away.
Preview.
Before we get into the song, let's talk about the tuning of the guitar. Very important to play this song. The guitar is tuned down to what we call an open G tuning. Now, in fact, when Keith records this, when he plays it, he actually has a Telecaster that doesn't have the low E string actually fitted to the guitar. Now, I don't want you to start ripping out this low E string just to play this song. So we're actually going to tune this down as well. So we get a full 6 strings on the open G. So the first string, the low E, is actually tuned to a D. The A string is tuned down a whole tone to the G. D remains the same, G string remains the same, and the B string remains the same. And the high E string is tuned down a whole tone again to a D. So when Keith plays it, he gets a perfect G chord. When we play it, still get a G chord, but we got that D there. Not that it's going to spoil anything on this song. So we've got our guitars tuned up now, so let's just show you how to play this riff. Really couldn't be any easier to do this. Most of the time you're just going to be using a flat finger, and we're going to use our first finger holding down all the strings on the 5th fret, and we get first part of the riff. Next part of the riff, we are going to put our 2nd finger on the 6th fret of the B string, and we're going to put our 3rd finger on 7th fret of the D string, and we are going to be playing so we just play that, which is a C chord, going across here, which is going to be an F chord, is what we're actually playing against that. But we just got this whole feel of that. So it's down, and then we put the fingers down and we do that down, up, down, down, up, down, down. And from there, we're just going to hit the open strings, and then we're going to put our finger on the 3rd fret covering all the strings. So we get this. Straight onto the, across that 3rd fret. Now we're just going to play like a 12-bar boogie line across on that. Now, normally when you're playing 12-bar, you haven't really got to stretch that finger down, but because we've tuned this A string down now to this D, we don't, down to the G, we don't have to worry about that because we've got the chord formed. So all we got to do is we put our 3rd finger on to 5th fret on the D string, and we get this. Okay. Then we back in. Now, you also, Keith occasionally will drop in over that chord there on the 3rd fret. He will drop the same fingers that he was doing here on the 5th fret. So again, we go. Sure, you get the idea. There is, Keith was doing little variations that he plays on that. One of the things that he likes to do, you'll do that on that 5th fret. You get that. Now, a lot of different variations that Keith put in as he was playing that, but the verses is just working backwards and forwards between them 2 positions. Chorus, next section. Again, it's just, again, so easy to play on this. We're going to start off on the 5th fret, and we're really going to just be moving between this 5th fret, which is the C chord, moving up to the G chord. Backwards and forwards, kind of really following that line. So he's just backwards and forwards, just playing that. Now, there are little parts that we're going to put into this. So he likes to move. What he was doing is moving between 7th fret on the way up, and then going between 8 and 7 on the way down, like this. Back end of the chorus, he then goes back into that dropping down on the chord. So we get. So at the back end, he's coming back. Da, 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 da. Back into a verse. Oh, very, very easy to follow. Oh, not a very complicated song to play, but of course, classic song. Oh, it is. I will include the tablature. Now, do remember there was 2 guitars on this. So what you've got is Keith playing that line, and you've got Ronnie Wood in the back on a standard tune guitar, just dropping little lines in behind it, just playing like a counter rhythm to it that really sets the song off. But I've done this, I'm just teaching it just for one person, single guitar, that you can play it through. So on the record, Keith wasn't as busy on the rhythm because he had Ronnie in the back there playing against him. So that's where you kind of get that effect on that. But same with the chorus, Ron would be doing other stuff in the background. But what I've just shown you here is what Keith Richards was doing. Sound-wise, I don't have Telecaster, but obviously you can see that. What I'm doing with my 11 rack, I'm running it through a Fender. So it's got like a Fender twin sound, a standard sound that Keith has always done. It tends to always be Fender all the time on that. So not too much distortion going on that, but it gives you that real nice little chimey sound. I'm using the middle pickup on this. I found if I go on the back one, it's just a bit too bright. Go on the front one. So that middle pickup just kind of gives it that. Just adds that little bit of warmth to it. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed this little short lesson on how to play Start Me Up. I'm sure just following this, just checking out the tabs, you'll have it nailed down at no time at all. Just do remember that tuning. That tuning just doesn't work the same at all. I'm sure that some of you probably also realise that it's the same method that he was using in Brown Sugar. But you what? There was an interview once that was talking about this song, and it was discussed that when he was playing it, he was like, oh, it's Brown Sugar. But they messed around with the rhythm, changed it around a little bit, and we had Start Me Up. Well, I am going to let you go. I do hope you've enjoyed this lesson, and if you did, don't forget, just click on that subscribe button. I will be doing Brown Sugar in the next couple of weeks. I've got this tuned guitar here. I'm going to be doing that, so that's going to be popping up. So if you do want to learn that, don't forget to subscribe and you'll be notified when it's posted on my channel. And the tabs, you can also get them by clicking on the link below. It will take you to my personal website, and you'll find lots of information and lessons on there as well. Well, thanks for your company, and I do look forward to seeing you all again. And until then, this is Jeff Sinker from SkypeGuitarLessonsOnline.com. Wishing you well. See you soon. Goodbye.